here, and we are doing a 30-minute rollout. So whether you spent all day on those feet, partying in your heels, or maybe just came back from your long run, it is time to stretch that whole body out. So we're gonna start at our feet and then make our way up towards our neck. What I want you to do first is I just want you to hinge forward at your waist. Find some length through those hamstrings, length through that lower back. And just check in with how things feel. Tuck your chin under, maybe grab opposite elbow. Okay, how's that? Any spots you notice that are tight? Any spots that you feel like maybe should be a little more stretchy, but they aren't? Slowly roll your way up. Check in with the bottoms of your feet. How are those? Any spots that are a little more tender, a little achy? So we're gonna start off with that right foot, and we're gonna compress here with that right leg. So we are powering down, compressing that arch into that ball. So we're gonna take the next half an hour using our tune-up balls. I've got 2 small ones and 1 larger one. I hope you have the same too. If you have a foam roller, you can interchange the larger ball with a foam roller. And we're just gonna compress here, get heavy here. Okay, let's sway from side to side. So we are using these tune-up balls to massage through those tired muscles, to get out those tangles, those knots. We are increasing blood flow. We are gonna quicken your recovery. Come on back towards your heel, and let's flatten it down here. Pressing that heel towards the floor. So we think of our body like a chain, and we are starting off at the bottom of this chain and making our way up to the top. So sometimes, things we do at the bottom of the chain impact the rest of it. Like as we roll out our feet, you might feel something different in your hamstrings, you might feel something different in your lower back. Go side to side. Hopefully that's the case. So we are grinding, sliding that heel across here. I want you to use your own body weight to really press and slide. Now we're gonna move from our heel towards our big toe. Now the balls that I'm using have a little bit of squish to them. If you are using something like a golf ball or a lacrosse ball, maybe a baseball, I want you to give some extra care because those ones don't have the little squishiness. Those ones are really intense. Let's go to that big toe side, over towards that baby toe side. And we just want to make sure that as we're doing this massage, which is going to get spicy in some spots. If you've done this class before, either online or in studio, it'll get spicy. Those rollout sweats. Have you ever got those rollout sweats before? Okay, underneath your toes here, let's flatten it out. Compress down. So you might notice the bones of your feet there as your toes spread over top. Let's do a little bit of mobility. Hold it down, squeeze around, and stretch, squeeze, and stretch. How about just that big toe? Keep all your toes down. Thumbs up. Yeah, you got it. Maybe you need to point down. Make sure the rest of your arms, your fingers aren't doing anything weird. We're standing tall, our shoulders are back. Okay, a couple more here. Let's place that foot down. How's that feel? How does that foot that you just rolled compare to the one that we're about to roll? Maybe a little softer, contacts the floor a little more in a little more gentle way. Let's do the other foot. I'm gonna use the other ball, just so they both get the same wear and tear here. The ball's not my feet, and we are compressing down. So the weight is heavy on your left foot, flattening that ball out. As we press down with our body weight, that ball is pressing back into our foot, kind of like that really great massage. Let's go side to side. Swaying it here from left to right. Nice work, and there's no rush. We'll move it back towards our heel. Let's flatten that out. Get that other ball out of my way. Flatten it out here. Okay, we're gonna roll from side to side again. Big toe side, baby toe side. And you really decide the positioning on your foot, actually for your entire body, that feels best for you. So maybe you go a little bit more towards the back of that heel. Maybe you're a little more towards the arch. Maybe you're still working in the arch. You haven't moved back here yet because you need more attention there, and that's totally fine. We're gonna go from our heel towards our big toes, towards all your toes. Let's get towards that big toe side. Sway it over towards that baby toe side. Through the center, big toe, through the center, baby toe. And then just stop underneath the ball of that foot, and we'll compress down here. So get heavy with that weight. Push that weight down. Hold it down. Squeeze around and open. Make a fist really tight. Squeeze around that ball and stretch. Squeeze and stretch. Squeeze and stretch. Reach those toes out. Big toe mobility. Let's just do the big toe. There we go. Do you need to point down at it? Really make those connections between your brain and that big toe. Lift, lower, relaxed in those arms. All right, standing up nice and tall. Let's come back into those folds like we started with. So feet are flat to the ground here, sliding those shoulders back. Tune into the soles of your feet. How does that feel? Do you already feel a difference in your hamstrings or your lower back? Let's fold over top. Hinging at that waist, crown of your head towards the ground. Maybe grab opposite elbows. We can sway from side to side. And you might already be feeling a bit of a change here. You might already feel a little bit more movement. Maybe you're a little lower. All those are really good things. Okay, bring your hands down. So we're gonna continue to move up the body. We are going to calves and shins. And I want you to sit up nice and tall. So knees are together, toes together, heels together. And I want you to sit back on those heels. Can you get tall through your spine? Okay, if this is really intense for you, maybe you'll bring your hands onto your thighs or towards the floor. But ideally, we're trying to keep our weight back. So we're lengthening through our calves, we're stretching through the arches of those feet. The only thing you might feel right now is that big toe. That big toe might be screaming at you, but we're gonna breathe. Find that length on the inhale, exhale. Try to relax here. Try to breathe here. Okay, curl your toes under and let's find some length in our shins. So now our toenails are on the ground, a long line from your knee towards your toenails. Sitting tall. Ever sprained your ankle? Had shin splints? You might feel this one. Otherwise, you might not feel anything at all. And that goes with all of these moves. You know, depending on how your body moves, how your body functions, you might feel some, you might not feel others, but we're gonna keep going. So for those calves, let's hit up those calves. I want you to place those balls right into the pits of your knees. And then we're gonna sit up tall here. Yeah. So try to find some length through that spine. Weight is heavy on those legs. And we are pressing, compressing, using our own body weight, those balls into the calves. Let's sway here from side to side. So again, it's our own body weight that is pushing those balls into our calves. So we've got that deep massage. Again, if you were out for your long run, maybe you've been playing around with different shoes, running on different terrain, rocking the night away in high heels, or just standing around at work. There are lots of reasons why our calves could be sore. Let's slide those balls now towards the widest part of your calf, the bulkiest part. That's where we're headed next. Sit up tall here. Oh, how's that feel? Try to keep your weight on those feet. Spine is tall. Let's sway from side to side. If you can keep your hands on those legs or on your hips, try not to bring them down. As you lower down, did you notice I lifted off those tune-up balls just a little bit? And you might need to do that. This is really intense for you. Sway here from side to side. Can you get a little more relaxed through that face? How's your pain face? Let's relax on that pain face a little bit. Okay, we're gonna move to the bottom of our calves. Has been getting easier. or more intense. And really, it just depends on how your body functions, how your muscles are working. You got it? Can you sway? It feels like they're about to fall out there, just stick them back in. Okay, hope those calves are feeling good. We are gonna get into our shins here. So when you are ready, come on down. Just put those two aside, and you need the big ball, or you can use a foam roller. So we are going to place that ball down on the ground. You've got your shin, that bone along the center of your shin, and we've got that fleshy part along the side. That's the part where you're going to place that leg. So we are going from our ankle towards our knee here. Your weight is heavy onto that right leg, and we are sliding. Now you're in charge of that weight, so shift your weight forwards. Get heavier on that right leg as we slide. Massaging through that shin. And there is no rush here at all. Tune in, check in, let's do a little scan as we move from that knee towards that ankle. Is there any spot that maybe is holding a little more tension? I want you to go there. We're gonna take a couple deep breaths, and we're gonna do some little circles. So I want you to circle around that spot that's a little more intense. Another option might be to just hold it there and breathe. And remember, you're in charge of that compression, you're in charge of that push. Little circles. Can you circle the other way? Yeah. For me, it's always up at the top of my shin, just below my knee. That's the spot that always gets me. So you're going wherever it felt most intense for you. Maybe you have a couple spots, you're gonna shift around. All right, let's do the other leg. And you're always invited to hang out a little longer. You know, hit pause and keep rolling. Listen to your body, do what you need to do. Slide it here. So I'm on my other leg, using my own body weight to compress from that knee towards that ankle, heavy with that leg. Pressing my body weight onto that shin. Let's start scanning here. Any spots that need a little more love? Yep, at the top of my shin again. I'm gonna do some little circles up there. You wanna join me? Maybe you're down closer to your ankle a little bit more. Little circles around. Again, if you've got a cut, bruise, we're gonna avoid that spot. Any kind of sharp electric pain, we're gonna avoid that as well. I want you to back off if you are feeling anything that is too intense. Because we're just talking about that muscle, that stretch, that massage, that compression, nothing that's sharp or electric. Let's circle the other way. So hopefully after these couple moves, you will feel a little more chilled when we get back into that kneeling position. Okay, if you're ready, come on up. So we're gonna bring those big toes together again. Heels together, knees together. Make sure those toes are totally curled. And then sit yourself back. Ooh, okay, how's that? Is that a little better for you? If not, feel free, go back, do those again. Pause the video here, go back. Let's move into the other toenails on the floor. Find that length through your shin here. Now this one is always pretty chill for me. So again, I'm feeling good. I hope you're feeling good too. So we're gonna continue to move up our body here. Now we are gonna go to those IT bands. So we're gonna need that big ball. So grab that big ball, come on down, and again, you could be using your foam roller here. Right leg is straight, left leg crosses over top. Imagine you have a seam in the outside of your pants. That's where we're gonna roll onto. So I want you to roll onto that right leg for me, Now we're gonna be really careful here that we're not putting too much weight onto our hands. So we're gonna slide from our knee towards our hip, and maybe you'll only do 5 or 6, especially if you're just getting started. If you did a tough workout, if those IT bands are screaming at you, you might only do a couple. But I want you to be aware of your upper body. Slide your shoulders away. Stay soft in those elbows. Notice those wrists. If you are feeling any pain, tension, pressure in your wrists, there's probably a little too much weight on those hands. Now we can start to roll that belly button down towards the ground here and get onto our quad a little bit more. So I'm twisting my belly button towards the floor, rolling now on the front of that leg. This is like a really low lunge here. You can do the same for our hamstring. Keep pivoting around, but this time we're gonna spin towards the back. Yeah, so we're on the back of that leg. Making sure to get down towards the knee, through the middle of that hamstring. And when you are ready, we're gonna switch to the other leg. So come to the other side. So now it's my left leg down. Left leg is straight, right leg crosses over top. You've got that imaginary seam. Let's roll onto that right leg here. Shoulders back. And we are sliding from that knee towards that hip. From that knee towards that hip. Check in, upper body here. How are those wrists? Stay soft. Again, you might only do 5 or 6, and that's great. Maybe you want to hang out here a little bit longer. You really have to listen to your body. So again, the balls that I'm using have a little bit of cushion to them, which means they're not really intense. There's definitely no damage happening to my skin. You know, sometimes if you use things like baseballs or lacrosse balls that have no give to them, those are really intense. Let's start rolling here towards that belly button. And if you were using a foam roller, you would be doing the same thing underneath that leg. So your foam roller would be perpendicular to your body and just sliding over top of that roller and back. Now we're gonna continue to move around to those hamstrings. What I like about this tune-up ball, this small ball, is that I can travel with it. So I've done lots of destination races, and it's really easy to put in my suitcase, even to take in my carry-on, and I can, you know, massage through my back, through my hamstrings while I'm sitting on the plane. Okay, so we're going through those hamstrings here. Check in that weight in your elbows, in your wrists, keeping those shoulders back. So we're gonna move now into our glutes. So I want you to take that big ball and I want you to place it underneath that left glute. And I'm gonna cross my left ankle over top. This is gonna make it a little bit more intense. Now let's start zigzagging here from the left to the right, from your sit bone towards the top of your hip. I want you covering the entire length of that glute, the entire width of that glute. So get from your tailbone and twist to the outside of that hip, from top to bottom. Swing here, side to side, side to side. So after a few of those, we'll start doing some circles. Again, that weight is heavy on your seats, on your legs, light in your hands. If your wrists are bothering you, after, as we transition to the other side, we'll do a little stretch for those hands. Let's circle the other way. But pay attention, use that as a cue. If your arms are getting sore, it means there might be a little too much weight in those hands and not enough on that ball. Okay, come on down for a second. I just want you to place the backs of your hands together. Drop your elbows down, slide your shoulders back. Maybe circle through those wrists. Do some funky dance moves. Okay, we're gonna go to the other side. So now it's on the right side here. So I'm gonna place that right side on top of the ball, cross that ankle, and start swaying my hips from side to side. So if this is too intense for you, you can place that foot down or keep it here. I want you to really think about getting relaxed through those glutes. Think about those glutes melting over top of that ball. So we are really soft through those glutes. We're letting that ball kind of roll over, like our glutes are some dough that we're, rolling out side to side from the top of your hip down towards that sit bone, from your tailbone to the outside. And we will find some circles here. Start to circle around. So again, another move where maybe you need to pause the video, maybe you need to do a few more on your own time. Keep that weight heavy on our right side. Let's go the other way. So once we're finished here, we're gonna move into our back, lower back, upper back, and then our neck. Once you are done, come on down. So we're gonna take one of those small balls, and we're gonna place it onto our lower back. So this is going just to the right of my spine here on my back. So as you're lying down, make sure you're not contacting the spine, just coming onto your back, and we are gonna hug that knee in. So the ball is on my right side, and it's my right knee that's getting pulled in. Now the pull of your knee is compressing your back into the floor. Otherwise, our shoulders are relaxed. Let's do some circles with that leg. And we'll circle the other way. Massaging through that lower back. Let's sway that leg from side to side, from the right to the left, from that belly button towards the outside. And then we're gonna roll over top into a spinal twist. So that right leg comes over and my right ear drops towards the ground. Now my left hand is just being placed on that right leg, holding it there. Shoulders stay flat to the floor. Find that ball, move it out of the way. And when you are ready, we'll do the other side. So take that ball, place it underneath the left side of your lower back. So again, just to the left of your spine. We don't want to contact the spine. Make sure that it is there. It's not going to fall out, push out. And hug that left knee in. Shoulders stay back. So as you pull that knee towards your left shoulder, let's do some rotations here. Massaging through that left side, little circles. And we'll circle the other way. And as we pull that knee in a little tighter, we feel that massage, that compression in our lower back. And let's sway that knee in and out. Knee comes towards your belly button and open. In and out. Now when you are ready here, we're gonna roll over top into your spinal twist. So left leg comes over top, left ear drops towards the ground. You are looking away from that leg. With that left hand, grab that ball, move it out of the way. We are gonna move into our lower back here. So you're gonna need both of those balls, and I want you to put them underneath your shoulder blades. So tucking them underneath your shoulder blades. Now, if you did have a block or a pillow, you could raise those hips up on that block. Otherwise, I want you moving with your arms from above your head down by your side. From above your head down by your side. So if your hips were lifted here, it would definitely be making it more intense for that back because you'd be putting more weight into those shoulders. So you would take that object, place it underneath those hips as you press yourself up into a bridge. Moving those arms above your head, down by your side. Feeling that stretch, that compression through those shoulder blades. Let's bring those arms up above our chest, and we're going to sway them here like seaweed from left to right. From left to right. So there is no rush in these movements. We are moving nice and big and slow. As we lean towards the left side, we compress into that left shoulder a little more. As we reach to the right, you compress towards the right. Side to side here. Now let's give ourselves a big hug. We're just gonna slide that hug, sway that hug. So now we're massaging from left to right, across that shoulder blade, avoiding our spine, maybe moving from that more fleshy part of your back onto that shoulder blade. Last couple here, and we will finish off with our neck. So carefully taking those balls out, grab that bag, stick those balls back into the bag, and then we're gonna place that underneath our head. So you might need to just hold it in place. Maybe you've got a block, you're gonna rest it on a block. Stay heavy through that back. Legs are really up to you, whether you keep those legs out straight, open them up with the soles of your feet together. We're just gonna tuck that chin down and up. So you are massaging here through that neck, at the base of that skull, nodding that chin down and up, and really picking the leg position that just makes sense for you. And my hands are holding the balls here. They're just at the bottom, not moving them, just simply holding them in place. The weight of my head compressing into my neck. Let's bring that nose center, and we'll slide here from left to right, from left to right. And you're gonna find really the spot that is best for you with your neck. Play around, maybe get a little lower, get a little higher. Maybe you need that block underneath to give you a little bit more space. Side to side here, left to right. And come on back center. So I'm gonna have you reach that right arm out to your side. I'm gonna have you roll onto that right arm. And when you are ready, press yourself up into a comfortable seated position. Let's place our hands onto our knees. I want you to round through your back, open those shoulder blades up here. Tuck that chin under, really stretch through those shoulders. Hands into those knees, lift with that chest. Open that chest up, shoulders away. Let's do that again. Round through that back, open those shoulder blades up. Hands into those knees, lift with that chest. Come on back center, let's tilt that head to one side, reach your opposite hand away. Let's go around the bottom here to the other side. And press. And we'll bring it back center. Now I hope you are feeling great after that. Your whole body is ready to move and feel wonderful for the rest of your day. Remember, you've got these videos. We have them down in section parts as well. So if you just wanted to focus on those legs one day, your neck one day, that is all up to you. Thank you so much for joining me. Again, my name is Heather. I hope you have an awesome day.